watching Stim TV.
All you.
Hello everyone and welcome. You are indeed watching Stim TV. We're in game number 3 here between Gosi Terran. Some of you may know him as 6Jack's Major or Root Princess, I think. A couple of different IDs this guy's gone through. He's spawning at the top right here on Shakur's Plateau. His opponent, everyone knows this guy, EGiNcontroL, dominating game 1 and 2. Let's see if Terran can come back in game number 3 here. I'm simpatico for Stim TV and my illustrious, very handsome co-caster, Mr. Tumba.
What's up, son? So,
Taking a sip of my coffee.
Get a sip, of course.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, this is going to make our first topic of Stimcast this evening pretty interesting. Of course, EGiNcontroL joining us for our second episode of Stimcast, very graciously after losing a show match, sticking around to answer questions and chime in on topics. You can, of course, find those archives on Team Liquid or wellplayed.org. Just look up Stimcast. Be able to check those out. Get his opinion on everything from balance to the scene in Korea, which we will actually be talking about this evening as well.
Yeah, it should be a good episode tonight. Of course, have Travis Heasel from TT Esports on the show. We're going to have iGrok from Map of the Month. We're going to have me and you. Which really, what else do you need, man?
I think we're pretty solid. Suit Guy'd be a nice addition, but you know,
Yeah,
it's
Suit
just because
Guy
he always
will
has to get dressed,
up.
make him get dressed up. For those of you guys that don't know, Suit Guy, of course, is the CEO of hotkeyit.com.
Big shout-outs to hotkeyit.com, providing a lot of coaching prizes and subscriptions to their website to the bronze, silver, gold, platinum players. And, of course, that also extends to our European friends now. We have European tournaments on Stim TV as of starting this Monday coming. So check out Stim TV if you are interested in playing in tournaments of any level. We have bronze, silver on Monday, gold, platinum on Tuesday, diamond on Wednesday, Masters, Grand Masters on Thursday. Great prizes for that. You can see all that stuff on the overlay, I think. I can't remember if I put all that information on the overlay. But either way, yeah, definitely check that out. And, of course, Playhem as well. Big shout-outs to you guys.
I mean, I'm a little shocked right now. I think that everybody in this matchup really thought Major was going to win. I even spoke to an industry insider, not going to give his name out, for a major gaming company, and was like, I got to take Major in that matchup pretty handily. And
Getting a little bit of lag out of Terran.
That'd be all right.
Going to clear up.
But,
and
yeah, man, they were really favoring
Terran asking for a pause.
Really favoring Terran in this matchup. So really favoring Major, and to see EGiNcontroL come out and take a 2-0 lead, I think is surprising to a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not all that surprised. I mean, Major or Terran has done really well at some recent MLGs, really kind of made a name for himself. I think it was at Columbus. Really dominating play, had a really great run through the open bracket. Here's the thing, though. EGiNcontroL has been in the house in Arizona now for a while. He's been training with the likes of DeMuslim, who just recently had a massive run through MLG's Raleigh open bracket, really dominating that bracket, going through some massive players. He's had Puma in the house for a while as well. So those two Terrans that he's been practicing against are absolute nerd boss.
Well, yeah,
baller,
Puma is definitely when
wielding.
you've got a guy that beats OGSMC 2 times in a major event. Of course, I'm referring to IEM and NASL Season 1. That's going to make a pretty good practice partner.
Hell yeah!
I love the way that EGiNcontrol's got his stalker poised out here in position. Of course, I call EGiNcontrol the semi-permeable membrane when he plays against Zerg, because he always seems to be susceptible to Ling run-bys all the time. You know, Destiny, we saw it happen to. Momin, during the NESL, we saw it happen to him. And then, of course, MLG, Columbus, and Raleigh, we saw it happen. So, against Terran, he doesn't have to worry about that so much. Doesn't have to worry about getting that Zealot on hold position. And he seems very comfortable in this matchup. I feel like he feels confident, as you were saying earlier, in this particular matchup. His PVT looks very solid right now. I'm pleasantly surprised in his control as well.
Well, he seems to know when the exact right time to push is. He basically got super far ahead and won both of those games based on pushes that were so crisply timed. They went in just as Terran was at his absolute weakest, right before he started taking advantage of the economic advantage that he was trying to get with those early expansions. So really great crisp timing from Terran. A few unfortunate pushes. I think he felt he did a little bit too much damage with that initial Marine push, and I think he felt a little bit too confident. He got that expansion up, which could have paid massive dividends had he held that that counterattack. So we'll see if what he's going to do in this particular game. I haven't seen too many drops from him. He tried to do a lot of it on Zelnaga Caverns, but EGiNcontroL just 2 on top of it. But this map, a few more locations I feel like to be able to drop. So we'll see if he's going to abuse that a little bit in this one.
Yeah, and he is going to go with a very potent build here, the 3-1-1, 3 racks, of course 1 factory, 1 starport. This can be very hard to deal with, can be very deadly. EGiNcontroL going to send an observer over though, and one thing about observers, you can always kind of catch that flicker, but I always say it amazes me how oftentimes Terran don't just drop the scan over their own army. I know you don't want to waste them. I know every mule counts, but sometimes it's worth it just to deny the intel. You don't want anybody getting that critical intelligence on exactly what you're doing, what you're building. And we are going to see another host moving out now. Stim timing push. Stim about to finish up. Marauders, Marines. Pretty little nasty army here heading over toward EGiNcontroL.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a difficult push to handle. The thing is, though, this tight little choke right up into this natural Shakaros Plateau, he's going to be able to force field this off, cut that army in half if it gets a little bit too uppity and confident. He's going to be able to just slice it right in half. I think Terran's going to realize that and back off, which I like. That's a great decision. No point in tossing that away. Too often, a Terran, and I'm guilty of this so many times, where I get a little bit too cocky, send my little army up that ramp and lose it, and then just lose to the counterattack. So I love, and then when you do save that army, you feel so strong and protected. So I do like that decision.
So now he's going to just add Medivacs. That will definitely add to the resilience of his bio. Helps out quite often when your units are getting hurt to heal them.
Yeah, and look at this. Terran is so greedy, getting that 3rd up at 10 minutes into this game. Already tossing that down. Is EGiNcontroL. What is he doing? He's sending out a probe over here. Is it to drop an expansion of his own?
This looks like a multi-pronged attack coming in, though. Hold that thought. Here we go. We got Medivacs making their way, but there's a warp in right now in the main. So, again, trying to play pinball with Major. Wants to bounce him out of there. Will Major commit to this? It looks like he will. He's getting toward that mineral line. Here comes the drop. And
yeah,
going for the Dark Shrine.
Doom drop right now. EGiNcontroL is going to react with units that he warped into the main here. This is a lot of Marine and Marauders with 2 Medivacs to support, though. These 3 Stalkers are not going to be able to hold this off. He's going to have to pull off the entire rest of his army. The force fields are not complete. A couple of Marauders actually sneak in and then get just absolutely decimated, but he still has this huge army in the back of his main right now, warping in some charge lots. That upgrade just finished, and still they're just getting absolutely wrecked by this drop. And he has to basically force field 2 fronts right now. This is absolutely brutal, really taxing the multitasking. And Terran just really absolutely dominating right now.
This is what Terran's great at. He's macroing behind all of this pressure. He's controlling 2 different groups of units, 2 armies on 2 fronts, 1 in the main, 1 in the natural. Finally going to get cleaned up. But I am going to say this. One thing I do have to note from this battle. Bit of an error on Terran's part. He did go for the tech structure, and EGiNcontroL just kind of let him tank that Dark Shrine for a little bit and was like, okay, you're not going to kill my probes. Because I feel like if he would have went in for the time it took him to take down the Dark Shrine, he could have had all of EGiNcontrol's probes. All of them.
Yes.
And when you take out somebody's economy, that's it. It's over. So he went for the Dark Shrine, and Terran's got about 17,000 different ways to detect everything from EMP to scans to, of course, missile turrets. A lot of ways to go ahead and find DT. So I would have liked to have seen him prioritize a little bit better with the probes. But here we go, loading up more drops. This is looking very scary right now.
This is looking scary. He's actually splitting up his drop ships right now. 2 going to the south. Actually, where did those go? I don't even see them anymore. 1's going to the north, and he's got his 3rd secured already, well before EGiNcontroL has his. His economy is really going to start booming right now. With mules and everything, he's got about 700 more mineral income right now.
See what he's doing? He's dropping at every single proxy pylon. He's taking out every proxy pylon he can on the map.
Wow.
And
so responsible.
That's ridiculous. That's too responsible. Next, he's going to bring an SEV to repair stuff. That makes no sense. So EGiNcontroL is warping in Zealots at these particular drop points, and I guess, you know what, they like that Marine. They're buddies. They're old war pals, maybe from the war against Zerg, I don't know, but they're not gonna fight. He's gonna let that Marine live.
Yeah, it's like Raynor and